Hey everyone, it's Jay. Today's video is about synaptic delay, which is a major reason it takes our nervous system longer to do some things than others. For example, it only takes my quadriceps a few milliseconds to contract after I hit my patellar tendon with a reflex hammer, but it takes a lot longer to solve a math problem. By the end of this video, you should understand why that is. Before you watch this video, you should be familiar with graded potentials and action potentials in a neuron, as well as the steps involved in neurotransmitter release at the chemical synapse. There are a bunch of links that are going to appear in your upper right, or you can get to all my videos through the document linked in the description. Humans can respond quickly to our environment. I blink in milliseconds to keep a bug out of my eye. I can usually pull it off because neurons are fast. On the other hand, understanding a written sentence like the one on your screen right now takes a lot longer. If you're not reading, the sentence says, "My car is red." Understand that sentence, photons hitting the back of my eye have to be converted into shapes and then symbols and words. Then I have to remember what the words mean, like what is a car? What does red mean? Who is my? Then I have to make the association. Now I just remembered my car isn't red after all, so that's a whole different issue. The blinking reflex only uses a few neurons, but reading requires a lot of different neurons from all over my brain. Tasks that require more neurons take longer to complete, partly because there's a delay at a synapse every time one neuron talks to another neuron. A greater number of synapses means there will be a longer delay. When a neuron talks, it only has a single output, which is to fire an action potential and release neurotransmitter. The neurotransmitter causes a graded potential in the postsynaptic cell. The time between depolarization at the axon terminal of a presynaptic cell and the graded potential at the postsynaptic cell is called synaptic delay. Once the axon terminal of the presynaptic cell depolarizes, calcium enters the cell, binds to enzymes that cause fusion of vesicles with the plasma membrane. Those vesicles contain neurotransmitter. The neurotransmitter is released into the synaptic cleft. It diffuses across the space and binds to receptors in the postsynaptic cell. The receptors change shape and cause a graded potential in the postsynaptic cell. Each step in neurotransmitter release is pretty fast, so delay at a single synapse is about half a millisecond. If a process uses only a few neurons, the entire process can be completed in a couple milliseconds. But for a process that uses thousands of neurons, synaptic delay can take more than a second. That's before you account for the time it takes for graded potentials to affect voltage at the axon hillock, or the time it takes for action potentials to travel along an axon. Processes that use more neurons take longer, in part because of the delay at each synapse. Quick summary of synaptic delay. Synaptic delay is the period of time between depolarization of the axon terminal of a presynaptic neuron and a graded potential in the postsynaptic neuron. During that period of time, calcium is entering the axon terminal of the presynaptic neuron and binding to enzymes that cause vesicle fusion with the plasma membrane. Neurotransmitter is released into the synaptic cleft, diffuses across the space, and binds to receptors on the postsynaptic neuron that then cause a graded depolarization. Because of the delay at each synapse, processes that use lots of neurons take longer than processes that use only a few neurons. And that's why you can't solve a math problem in the blink of an eye.